I'm George Watsky. I am at Amoeba Records in Los Angeles, and this is What's in My Bag.
Infinity versions of big parallel universes from total teddyverse to ultra rude. True. I don't measure power, but bravado, libido, about popping bottles with Hefner in the grotto with speedos. I'm never sharing my Moscato if she's stuck with mosquitoes. So open up to the taco to the burrito.
I got the new Clipping album, Splendor and Misery. Daveed Diggs is an incredible rapper, and I really love their production. I haven't listened to this album yet, but I've seen a couple of the singles that have videos out from Air 'Em Out, where stuff floats around the space station. So I'm really excited to listen to this, and I've loved all their previous projects, so can't wait for that one.
Should've made the noose a little tighter, cause it ain't nobody there, just some motherfucking riders.
I got the Fu-Schnickens album, FU, Don't Take It Personal. I think that Shifu, one of the three members of Fu-Schnickens, is one of the most underrated MCs of all time. He doesn't really get on people's list of greatest rappers, but he can do like double triplets, like sextuplets, and 16th notes in some of the most precise ways possible. And he's like sort of comes out of that DOS FX camp of the like wiggity wiggity wiggity. But with Chip Fu, he's not doing filler syllables, he's like doing actual words. And it's incredible, you can rap backwards, and I haven't listened to this album all the way through, but Chip Fu is one of my favorite MCs, so I'm really looking forward to that one. The Isley Brothers Christmas album, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and another album that I haven't heard yet, and I generally am of the strong opinion that the Vince Guaraldi Christmas album and the Oscar Peterson Christmas album are the best Christmas albums of all time, but I'm willing to give Isley Brothers Christmas a chance. Third album in a row I haven't listened to yet, but pretty stoked. You can see from the cover with the Isleys wearing fur coats that they were dressed for Christmas. They're always dressed for Christmas.
Gone away, it's the bluebird, but here to stay is the new bird.
Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Moanin', classic album. I played drums in high school in the jazz band. Being a drummer is one of the reasons that I really love rhythm and stress patterns, and this album is one that I've listened to a lot. Moanin' is the first and second song on it, and then Drum Thunder Suite, which I've always loved. Drum Thunder Suite was particularly inspiring to me just in terms of like multi-part songs, and I'd try and write some rap songs that are that way too. I just love how it builds and grows, and the fact that you have a drummer as the front man of the group is one of the reasons I really connected to it. Horses, Patti Smith. One of my backgrounds is poetry, and so I love this album. It's got the classic Robert Mapplethorpe cover. She combines spoken word poetry, and I'm from San Francisco, which has this heavy beat poetry tradition, you know, Lawrence Ferlinghetti and Jack Kerouac, and this album's sort of like at the crossroads between spoken word and punk, and really dig it, so excited to actually own a physical copy of it.
It's gonna come out like a black bouquet, shining like a fist that's gonna shoot 'em up like Mohammed Boxer. Take 'em up.
The Dark Crystal with a holographic cover. Jim Henson, classic, one of my favorite movies of all time. No offense to the late David Bowie and Labyrinth, but this is my favorite Jim Henson movie. And if people haven't seen it, The Dark Crystal isn't like claymation or classic cell animation. It's like built animation. It's the Gelflings versus the Skeksis. The Gelflings are the good guys, Skeksis are the bad guys, and one of the Skeksis has died and his chest collapses. And I don't know how they did it. It's an incredible moment in animation because it's all physical props. The way that his chest just collapses inwards is just something that I'll always remember the first time I saw that moment. So I'm excited to own this and be able to watch it over and over again. It's just incredible, the kind of work that went into this. And work that doesn't age. I think this holds up better than Jumanji does. Where you have, like when I watch the scene where they get sucked into the floorboards in Jumanji, it looks like a million years old to me, but Dark Crystal is timeless because that physical animation just, it holds on forever.
This place is weird.
And the last thing that I got was Bill Withers on vinyl, Just As I Am. Part of the reason that I got this is because I love the album, and I think Bill Withers is one of the greatest songwriters of all time. But another reason that I got it is because I was in Alaska recently, and I was just flipping through random stations, and Bill Withers came on the radio, and I was stoked, so I stayed on the station. And I listened for a few more minutes, and there were 4 more Bill Withers songs in a row. And I was driving for a long time, and an hour later, it was still Bill Withers. The next day, I got back into the car with the same radio station on, and Bill Withers was playing again. I Googled the radio station's call letters, and I found that Bill Withers had been playing on 106.1 KONR in Anchorage for the last 6 months, uninterrupted, and it's because nobody would volunteer anymore to work there. So the guy who ran the station was just like, fuck it, and he put on the Bill Withers album Just As I Am on shuffle, and it's been playing nonstop without any interruption in Anchorage for 6 months. The guy was asked why he did that. He was like, it's the greatest record of all time.
Now only echoes of my mind.
And of course, like Ain't No Sunshine is a classic, but it's got a kick-ass Let It Be cover on it that is another one of my favorite songs on it. So I'm happy to own a physical and always be able to remember this album and 106.1 KONFR, Anchorage.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
That's what I got.
Do you ever get lost deep in your thoughts? Triple when you think about the cost of singing this through? When you turn your stomach into knots that you don't know how to undo? But do you ever have another moment after that where you can see there's no one way this has to be? Or maybe that's just me.
Amoeba.